Good morning, it's Kinninigan. I would like to make this into a lecture, but I got to be really careful on what I say here. Because the deep state doesn't like being called out for their bullshit, and they'll easily ban you off social media for pointing out how pathetic and how their agendas have failed. It's because no one really understood what the agenda was. And the agenda is failing. And it has a lot to do with what I teach. What is the biggest threat towards reptilians and the Illuminati? It is the nuclear family. A man and woman falling in love and having children. Love, as much as you might think this sounds corny, is one of the biggest threats to the Illuminati. And what we are seeing is a rejection of things that are not human. And it's spiraling out of control. This actually revolves around real science. This isn't something I'm pulling out of my ass. Have any of you ever heard of the rice experiment? A scientist got 2 containers of cooked rice. They were separated. One of the rices was given positive affirmations every day, told that you're beautiful, I love you. Shit that I say to my cats every day. The other container of rice was hit with negative affirmations, told I hate you every day, and used curse words. Yes, curse words actually do have power to them. What had happened in this experiment is the rice that was constantly given negative affirmations every day rotted faster. Yes, you heard that. The human body is made up of 72% water. This has something to do with water inside of the rice and water inside of our bodies. And the power of vibrational frequency. Yes, I love you is a powerful word. So what happens, and this also goes in, here's where I got to be careful. The New World Order planned on setting up a technocracy. They're trying to kill the human soul. They want to be able to feed off the lush, the negative energy of humans. They don't like the idea of us being in love. That is a emotion they despise. And people are rejecting it. And it's getting bad. I mean, it's bad for them. And whenever these people have agendas that don't work out, they throw temper tantrums like little fucking kids. That's why I'm worried about getting kicked off YouTube or even talking about it. And that's getting out of control. The hate that these people have. Well, how do you know when hate is getting too fucking out of hand? Well, when you have Bill Maher, who identifies as a real liberal, saying, you know what, maybe I got my head out of my ass, and this 6 years of Orange Man bad has really fucking led to nothing. And now we look like idiots. That's more or less what he's saying. Yeah, he's actually agreeing with the Orange Man now. Especially when it comes to education and children. I got to be careful about what I said about this. So, the rice experiment is very real. When you have a mainstream media that for 6 fucking years, all they do is put out negative shit every single day, humans are not going to want to listen to it too much longer. It's the rice experiment all over. How many fucking days can you turn on CNN and MSNBC and having everything that's going on in the world blamed on Orange Man? Then they wonder why their ratings are in the toilet. That's because of the human emotion here. It's the rice experiment all over. No one wants to listen to people who just... I'll tell you another way how I look at it. Anyone that I see criticizing Trump really bad, I know what the for the elite, not all of them, but I know where that comes from. I'm not sugarcoating shit. It's because Trump was fighting against human traffickers, which is why they fucking hate him so much. There's only one way you're going to hate someone so much. They're messing with your money. And I don't think that's the issue because we just had literally billions laundered through Ukraine. So something else is being messed with. It's not their money. So what is it? I think it's extracurricular activities revolving around Epstein. A lot of the psychopaths that you see in Hollywood, Robert De Niro comes to mind, who go on these psychotic rants against the Orange Man. Guess what? They're on the Epstein flight list. Can you put 2 and 2 together there? So for 6 years, all this hate that you've had to hear and all this shit about the Orange Man's bad revolves around one issue. And if you don't think that issue is real, look how they buried the Sound of Freedom movie. Yeah, they were petrified when that came out. Because God forbid you make a movie about human trafficking. Also, something interesting happened. I had this bookmarked for the longest time. Because some information has come out about it. Guess what? My link to Pizzagate has been removed from the internet. You know, for a subject that isn't real, they've done a damn good job at scrubbing this topic off the internet. Now, I'm only saying this because one of the people involved with the whole issue, you know, this was just a conspiracy, was just arrested for child trafficking. Someone that has ties. I'm not pulling up the news article. I knew what it revolved around the whole time. Other people that are catching on with the Orange Man bad bandwagon are victims of MK Ultra mind control. I'm going to tell you something here that's a fact. I tell people that the deep state and they do not like marijuana because it breaks MK Ultra mind control. And you know what? Most people that I speak to that are heavy marijuana users don't buy 1 single ounce of bullshit given to them by the Biden administration. Gee, is that a coincidence? Think about that. The only reason why they don't like weed is because it negates their fucking propaganda. How pathetic is that? And when you think about how pathetic these people really are at the end of the day. So I need to find a creative way on how I can explain this. The good thing is people are rejecting the technocracy. Here's other things that are going on. Like, just to give you an idea. Hollywood's on fire right now. Video game companies, too, because they realize for social engineering, you got to get through to the youth. And they've been attempting to do that with video games. Well, guess what? No one likes their ESG, DEI video game bullshit, and no one plays them. Then they freak out. They resort to name calling. It's the Marvel's movie all over again. And it's because it's not human, and people don't respond to it. All these idiots in Hollywood that went on strike were worried about getting replaced by AI. I'm not worried about getting replaced by AI for what I do with reptilians because I know that AI is a bunch of bullshit. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, big game companies like Bethesda and Starfield have resorted to using ChatGPT to answer questions on Steam about the game. And how do people know that they use ChatGPT? Because when you read the responses, the first thing people say is, this wasn't written by a fucking human. It's cold. It doesn't have that human touch. I'm telling you what that human touch is. It's very real. This is why the food prepared by your mother tastes better than anything else. It's because, yeah, your mother's food is made with love. And there is a difference in the taste. This is not something that's conjecture. This is based on real science. And it has actually a lot to do with the occult. Summoning rituals, black magic, all revolve around vibrational frequency to conjure demons. There's some real shit to this. And it's being rejected. People are calling out responses written by ChatGPT. They could tell. And people are not responding good to it. Netflix, Disney, no one's buying the name calling bullshit anymore. They were just called out for, they wanted the Marvel's movie failed, right? They wanted to call it the men's fault. But guess what? Did you know that 65% of the people that went to the movie theater to see the Marvels were men? You know who rejected the Marvels? Women. Gee, how do you get women in a movie theater? I don't know. See, I grew up in the 80s, and take a movie like Roadhouse and Patrick Swayze. Do you know what got women to watch that movie? There's a scene in there where Patrick Swayze's nude when he gets out of bed and you get to see his ass while he's naked. Now, if that don't get gay men and women in the movie theater, I don't know what is. That's... Yeah. So, who are they... Yeah, who are they appealing to with this? Secondly, there's another line I can't cross on why a lot of these quote-unquote female actors being led by Kathleen Kennedy and Star Wars are failing. They're not women. It's kind of like the rice experiment, except you rejecting, you knowing what a real woman is. There's even such like things as pheromones that women put off that make you attracted to them. Now, you can't smell pheromones over a movie theater screen, but I think you just get the idea. And a lot of these people that are like that, they have mental health issues, and they're being exploited by the deep state. And let me give you an example of how full of shit they are about that whole agenda. Do you know that Caitlyn Jenner, who actually had bottom surgery, is hated by the liberals? And you want to know why? Because she's a Trump supporter, or he. So you're going to tell me that just because you live that lifestyle that you're assumed to be a Democrat? That's why your fucking agendas are failing. It was never about the people. And people are seeing right through that shit now. Yeah, if you choose to live that lifestyle, which you have every right to in America, I'm more liberal than any fucking liberal is. I'll tell you. You know what? I think me and Bill Maher have a lot more in common. Because if you've noticed recently, he's been rejecting a lot of the quote-unquote woke shit. Like, this is fucking insanity, he's more or less saying. Maybe he is a little more intelligent, and he's realizing how much of an idiot he looks like if he keeps backing these people. Secondly, the big divide, if you haven't noticed, has been Israel. Yeah, it was okay for the left to call all Trump supporters fucking Nazis, but now that Israel's involved, and a lot of the woke people have sided with Hamas, they're being cut off because the Zionists are still in power. Hello. And it looks like their hate-fueled MK Ultra mind control puppets have backfired on them, and they're hating the wrong people now. Gee, maybe that's what happens when you engage in fucking mind control and propaganda all day. So, I want to make a lecture out of this, but I got to be really careful about this topic and how I approach it. Because, oh, God forbid you call out the deep state and their bullshit. That's one of the things they absolutely despise. And I'm telling you right now, there is real science around this, and it revolves around the rice experiment. How many years can you listen to I hate Donald Trump before it doesn't have an effect on you? Or maybe people would be more responsive to it if Democrats were actually doing something good for this country. I'll tell you why I like Donald Trump. I'll give you 1,800 reasons I like Donald Trump. I got a $1,200 check and a $600 check when he was president. $1,800 for the stimulus checks. You remember them? Joe Biden hasn't given me shit. Even that reptilian skull and bones bastard, George Bush, gave us a $300 rebate when he first came in office. I remember that. That was in the early 2000s. Apparently, when Republicans are president, they like to send money to the people. You would think it would be the other way around. Democrats doing it. No. So, yeah, all their agendas are failing. And good. And some people are starting to wake up to, where is all this hate for Trump? What is this about? It's not about money. Yeah, and there were a few celebrities that went on. Alec Baldwin's one of them. He went on a QAnon rant tirade. I don't know who Q was, but it's still scaring the shit out of some people in the deep state. It's scaring pedos. All right, I'll just say I'm gonna tell you that. They have nothing good to report about the current president or administration, and 6 years of Orange Man bad is really because it's not human. People are rejecting the technocracy. Anyone who thought they were going to be replaced by AI is a goddamn idiot. Because you probably have no talent. That's why. You could have AI write music, do art, and all that shit all day, and people are not going to respond to it. It's very cold. It's calculated. Just like Bethesda Game Studios using ChatGPT to answer comments on Steam now. People called that shit out. You can't even have humans from your company write responses and yeah. Well, how do people know ChatGPT wrote it? Because this guy here did a test and he asked ChatGPT certain questions and it gave out the exact answers that Bethesda did over at Steam. And even he said it. Humans don't talk like this. So there is a lesson here. I just got to figure out how to put it together without getting in trouble. I'm telling you, I already knew people were going to reject the New World Order. It's not what you think it is. Wait till paganism comes in plain sight. You haven't seen shit yet. All their agendas that were made to soften up people and get them ready for it are being rejected en masse. One of the things that the idiots did, and I keep constantly saying this, is they fucked up bread and circuses. And this is their own fault. They don't think about cause and effect. They could have gotten away with more corruption in U.S. government if people were fed, entertained, and drunk. Because that's what they did in Rome. But apparently these idiots don't like to think like that. They got to pry themselves into every aspect of human life, from video games to movies, and people are rejecting it. And how do we reject it? It's called capitalism. And what else is that exposed? That the whole entire left is nothing but a fucking echo chamber. Because when conservatives boycott your product, you go bankrupt. So who are you making these movies and video games for? Why are you making movies and video games that would be banned in China today? You know why? It is illegal for effeminate men to be on TV in China. Oh, you didn't know that? Why are they trying to feminize American males, but yet this shit's illegal in China? Oh, I know why. Anyway, that's my rant this morning. I'm going to get more coffee. I'll see if I can put a lecture together about this. I got to be really careful about what I say. You are not allowed to talk about the technocracy. Alex Jones was talking about that for a while, and they don't like being called out, and especially they don't like people exposing their failed agendas because they're a bunch of petulant, demon-possessed little fucking children. There is no acting rational with these people. Mind control and propaganda is a dangerous weapon. I don't even know if some of these people can be helped. And now that people start to question, like, where is this hate coming from? I start asking people other questions that they don't even want to deal with me. It's more like, what puts you on a higher pedestal than Trump than to be able to judge him as a human being? What have you done in your fucking life that makes you 10 times better than Trump? He's a billionaire, and he's got a supermodel for a wife. They don't even know where the hate comes from. I know what the source of it is, It's around a few elite people who have, yeah. So, anyway, if you could donate to the channel, all the links are in the description. I gotta get off mainstream news. I just can't take this shit anymore. But I do, I just wanted to report that things are changing. People are rejecting, because everything the New World Order was putting forward is not fucking human. And it will be rejected by humans. And guess what? At the end of the day, it only helps my case that we are being ruled by cold-blooded reptilians. Because no humans would put other humans through this bullshit they are. And it's getting exposed and seen for what it is. Anyway, that's all for my rant. The more I speak, the more chances I have of getting in trouble. Because, like I said, they don't like people. There's two things they hate. Christians and people with high fucking IQs. Oh, because you know why? Yeah, we definitely don't fit in with their agenda. God forbid you have an IQ above room temperature. What does that make me? A heavy smoking marijuana with a high addict with a high IQ. It makes me very dangerous to the deep state and their bullshit. Yeah. Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. God bless and take care.